Hi, my name is Nicholas. Welcome to this week's Ian Practice. For props for today, I suggest having a soft block, a hard block, and a strap might be handy as well. We'll start off in a seated meditation, so if you want to sit up off of one of your props, then go for it. And if there's a different shape you'd rather begin in, maybe child's pose or lying on the back or something like that, then feel free to start there instead. And take a moment to settle yourself in, settle the hips into the floor, and gently start to lengthen the spine, soften the shoulders, maybe close down the eyes. And then take a scan from the feet to the head just to notice everything along the way. Notice your breath, and there's no need to change it. Just notice the quality of your inhale and exhale. And gently bring the mind back to the space if it's wandered. Whatever your shape, find a little movement, wiggle your fingers and toes, and maybe give the head a gentle rock side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll come to a tabletop position so you can swing the legs around. And setting the hands roughly underneath the shoulders, the knees roughly underneath the hips. And if the knees need a little extra padding, you can maybe add a fold to your mat, or you can use a blanket or something underneath. Awesome. And from here, with an inhale, reach the left arm up towards the left. And then with an exhale, thread it underneath the right arm, lowering the left shoulder, the left side of the head towards the floor. And a prop might be handy here to support the head. And see what the shape wants to look like. The right hand can stay where it is, or you can bring it on top of the left. You could go for a half bind if you like, as long as everything feels secure through the head, neck, and shoulders. Notice where the hips want to go. They might be rocking over towards the right. So you might generally lean or gently lean over towards the left a little bit as a counter. If the right hand is somewhere other than the floor, then you can bring it back and gently brace so that you can unravel back to center. We'll take it straight over to the second side. So when you're ready, inhale, reach the right arm high, and then thread the right arm through, settle the right shoulder, the right side of the head. The side may feel a little different, so you can modify. You can do it a little differently than the first side. Hips stay in center. Left hand can be wherever it wants, half bind, maybe to join the right or somewhere else. Find your stillness here. And bring the left hand back to the floor and gently unraveling back to center. And take a moment to check in with the spine here, maybe snaking it side to side a few times, or maybe cat-cow for a few rounds. And give yourself a moment to release anything you need. Awesome. And then when you're ready from your tabletop position, we'll step the left foot forward. And then kind of near the left edge of the mat, setting up for a lizard lunge. And if you want, you can use a soft block to pad the back knee. We're going to take a twist from here. So if you want to have your hard block nearby, you can take it over to the right. And then take the left hand onto the left knee. And then start to turn the chest open towards the left any amount. And you can stay upright here. You could bring the elbow down to the floor or maybe onto your prop if that works better proportion-wise. Left hand can stay where it is. If you like, you could also reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. You could take a half bind here, or you could catch the back of the head if you want a little more shoulder, armpit, chest stretch. So find your expression and settle into it. Bring the left hand back down to the floor. And gently releasing out of your shape, you can step the left leg back. And again, take a few breaths in between sides, a little movement wherever you need it. If you're on the hand and the wrist needs a little break, then you can do that as well. And when you're ready to, we'll step the right foot to the top right corner of the mat. And again, take your time to set yourself up, add your padding where you need it. Find the angle for the right foot that feels the most comfortable for the rest of the body. And setting for your twist, left hand a little to the left, right hand onto the right knee, and start to open the chest towards the right. And then you can mirror whatever you did on the first side. If this side needs something a little different, then go for it. Whatever arm expression you took for that first side, you can take the same here. Notice your body. All right, gently release the right hand down to the floor. Come onto the left hand and see where you need to exit to. Once again, you could come to a tabletop position. You could also find downward facing dog for a few breaths. Maybe wagging the tail a little bit here, pedaling the legs, maybe pulsing side to side or front and back. Wherever you are, take a few breaths, stillness or movement, anything you need to release. If you're with me in downward facing dog, you can lower the knees down to the floor. Wherever you are, hips towards the heels, and then we'll swing the legs around, and we'll come to lower down onto the back. So just make sure that you have your strap and your hard block nearby because they'll likely be handy. And come to lying down, take a moment to get comfortable here. And then we'll take the hips over towards the left, and then walk the feet towards the bottom right-hand corner. The arms can join in as well. You can reach them up towards the top right-hand corner until you're in a crescent moon shape. And then see what feels good for the head, if it feels better to turn it one side or the other. If you like to cross left ankle over right or left wrist, then go for it. And notice if the left side of the pelvis is lifting up. See if you can keep it a little bit heavier and find that stretch of the whole left-hand side. And gently release the arm and the leg, coming back to center. You can keep your hips a little bit over to the left, and we'll set up for a twist here. So with your block down towards the right-hand side, you can take your strap and then loop that left foot, sending it up towards the ceiling. And we'll take both ends of the strap into the right hand, and then start to guide the leg across the body, rolling onto the outer right hip. And then the block might be handy here, either to support the thigh or maybe the leg. Find a level of twist that feels good for you. The left shoulder can stay down. You can reach the left arm out towards the left. Also, the option if you want to bend that bottom knee and catch the foot, you can go for that as well. Let the body get heavy here. If you like to turn the gaze down towards the left, then go for it. And gently release the head back to center. And you can release the strap so that the left leg can release back to center as well. And scooting the hips to midline. And we'll set up for the second side, so you can move the block over towards the left now if you like. And we'll set up with that half moon shape first. So scoot the hips over towards the right, and then take the legs, the feet towards the bottom left, maybe the arms towards the top left. And you might cross the right ankle, the right wrist over the left, and checking in with that right side of the pelvis, making it nice and heavy, and breathing into that stretch for the whole right hand side. And gently releasing the arms and the legs back to center. And you can keep the hips over towards the right. And bending that right knee now and looping the right foot in your strap, extending the leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe setting up your block and taking the strap to the left hand, slowly guiding the leg across the body to come and find your twist. If this side needs something a little different, then just take your time to set yourself up. I'll find the expression for the right arm, for the head that feel the best here. Find your stillness. Bringing the head back to center as you're ready, and then releasing the strap so you can circle that right leg back to center. Scooting the hips to midline, and then see what feels like a nice release, maybe pausing with the knees resting together, maybe a windshield wiper, maybe there's a different stretch altogether, so take your time here. When you are ready, we'll set up for a rest shape. I'm going to take a traditional Shavasana shape, so legs extended and arms by the sides. But take your time and see if there's a different shape that's calling you. If there's something else that would feel better here, then take your time to set that up instead. Adding any props in that would help your shape be a little more comfortable. Finding any movement that you need along the way. And then as you're ready, coming to find your stillness. And softening the body, letting yourself get heavy here. Let the eyelids be heavy as well. Gently guide your attention back to the space of finding a little movement for the hands, for the feet, for the head. And perhaps extending the arms up overhead and giving yourself a full body stretch. And then collecting the knees in towards the chest and giving yourself a hug and a gentle rock side to side. And then lowering yourself down to one side and taking a pause for a breath or two. And eventually, with the support of your hands, coming up to find any comfortable seated position using any of the props that you have around for support. Taking a moment to settle in. Grounding the pelvis, lengthening the spine, softening the shoulders. And take a moment to notice your headspace here. And take a moment to notice your body. And perhaps collecting the hands in at the heart, bowing the chin in towards the chest. And thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Yin practice. And my name is Nicholas. If you have any questions, please reach out and enjoy the rest of your day.